Yes, sir.
Yo. We in the building.
Hi.
Hi. How
Hi.
are you?
How you doing?
You doing well?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got good energy right now. You know why? Because I'm back in the gym.
About time.
I'm back, motherfucker.
You was looking a little.
Let me tell you something. That overweight
go-ish.
shit, it hurt a little bit. You know, and I got a lot of text messages, a lot of making fun of me. That's all right.
Oh, let her know what happened. Let her know what happened to you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Let her know what happened to
Let
you.
me know.
I went to my annual appointment, and
You know where aged people go?
Whatever.
It was that time.
Geriatric, right?
I'm a vet.
Yeah,
I'm a
okay.
veteran, so my doctor, he's African, so you know he don't pull no punches. He just be like, based on your history and your levels, you're overweight. And I was like, whew, that would hurt. That would hurt a lot. And I came here and I was vulnerable with my friends, and they laughed at me. And then I started getting a whole bunch of text messages.
That's what
How you looked fluffier, and it wasn't just the hoodies on the show and stuff. It was like, man, fuck all y'all.
You lost a lot of friends.
But how long,
I should.
For the day.
how long ago was that?
That was last month.
Oh, okay. Cool.
More recent
I
than
still
the last
currently at the, but I'm back in the
Okay.
gym. I feel great.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
story.
You know how it is.
We motivated you to go back.
No, yes.
See?
And you know what? That goes back to my original point on that show, which was, hey man, sometimes bullying motivates.
Shame go a long way.
Shame motivates, but I'm from the school where shame will motivate me. And
I'm glad we did that for you.
you just want
Me
credit.
and the masses.
You just want credit is what it feels like at this point.
Hey man, I like to help my people.
So who should we give credit to?
First of all, I'm bleeping everything again. I'm glad that I have editing tools to make sure that I can do away with these things.
You're the magic man. But you know what? We're not alone.
We're not. We got somebody that was mentioned to me a short time ago.
Right.
And I will say this, based on this person's credibility, based on people they've referenced in the past, I think it's a trustworthy source.
Okay.
I do want to shout out Natalie. Many know her as Nat Boogie. Of course, Faye, who's also here in the building.
Shout out, Faye.
Shout out to Faye.
Shout out, Fisa.
I know he doesn't want to be on a microphone right now, but one day we're gonna get him here. And yeah, I've heard good things already. I was
Seen good things.
Yeah, I've been provided links, and we've never spoken before.
No.
So for me to be able to check out the catalog, and I'm like, I think maybe within the first couple songs, I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit,
Yeah.
she got a voice.
Yeah.
Who we got here, man?
Real talented, doing big things.
Yeah,
The
Who we
lovely
got?
Mélat.
Yeah.
Are we pronouncing it right?
No.
Oh.
Mélat.
There we go.
Ooh, what's happening?
It's okay. He had to do it first. That's why.
Somebody had to fuck up.
Somebody's got to sacrifice. I crawled so the rest of you could jog. Used to be a
I
rapper.
feel you. We got Mélat in the building.
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Welcome to the show.
Thank
How are
you.
you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good. It's a
Based out of
beautiful day.
Austin. That's fun.
ATX, yeah.
I love Austin.
Yeah. It's a beautiful town. It's changing, but
What has changed since the
It
Rona?
does. It feels drastically. And I used to hate
it's
Austin.
drastically different.
I used to be up in there before Rona happened, so I don't know what's changed.
Everything.
I'm talking.
Everything's
early.
different.
Everything.
Wow.
Like it's like every 3-4 months is a totally different city because there's more
can see
high
that.
rises and more new things. And
Oh yeah.
people being shifted around and
There's always something to do in
It's all-
The
Austin.
There
last
is
times I've
always
been up there, it's
something to
been real homelessly.
oh yeah,
Oh, so it's
Like
LA.
an army of.
yeah. I feel like LA was a little scarier though.
LA's out of control.
Yeah,
They are out of control with the
Yeah, well, they got whole cities
yeah.
of that situation going on.
I think last time
That's
I was
crazy.
there, it was like, the first 2 days I was there was like a stabbing, there was a hostage situation. And then there was like something else that happened with another homeless person that dealt with like
That's like a normal-
it really
that's
was.
like-
It
yeah,
was
that's a
in
normal
2 days.
Tuesday.
Hey, I was like,
It was
this
in
is,
2 days.
that happens down the street all the time on my bike.
Yeah, that doesn't really
It
sound
was
like
on
a
one
bad.
corner of the street. I'm like, how is all this happening?
Normal Tuesday on Marbach.
Yeah,
Yep.
take me back to Austin. We can handle it there.
Yeah, no. I will say some of these cities that I've really enjoyed, the LAs, the New Yorks, all these places. Mind you, I am a little toxic at times because one of the first things I wanted to do when I first went to New York was like, oh, we got to get on the subway train. but I want to see an altercation.
Oh,
Just like I see like in movies and like whatever, and there's a fight happening, I need to see this. That was the toxic side of me, I feel like.
but did you see one?
Immediately.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I have yet to see
2
one
minutes.
actually on a train or whatever they're called in New York. I was on them a lot.
It's filthy.
I would not. I don't know. No.
Filth.
I mean, just don't be so, be prepared to, encounter rats.
Oh,
And not regular rats. I'm talking about like the size of the bottle rats.
They got tattoos
I have
and
been
backgrounds.
very lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
The rats take
on my
down
trips.
dogs. It's crazy.
I mean, it's real. It's real.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Probably different than New York. They probably got like origin stories and
That's possible. That is possible. But LA, I used to really enjoy going to LA. I would ignore the traffic part. I was like, all right, I'm already going with the mentality that I'm in for this, right?
Right.
But the more I would go, I used to go every year, and I'm just like, man, like the city just doesn't look pleasant. It's dirty. Just when you're driving into the city, you already see mad tents all over the place, like on the overpass. I'm just
Wait,
like, yo,
is this LA or Austin?
no, this is LA.
Okay.
Austin, I told you, I haven't been to Austin in a while.
I wasn't sure. I know, but it sounded like you
But-
were talking
Yeah,
about
it feels
Austin.
like you're
I was
describing
like,
Austin.
Wait a
Hey,
minute.
but from what I'm hearing,
Yeah.
it sounds like Austin is right there now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's, when it comes to those situations, it's just like clearing them out is not going to help the situation.
No.
There needs to be
They're
empathy.
coming back.
There's got to be empathy involved. You got to find a solution.
They're making good money.
Building shelters and what have you, that stuff can be.
Well, I think
taxable.
they took away one of the bigger shelters.
See
in
what I'm
Austin.
saying? They just
So
want to
now
kick
they're
them out.
just, Like,
Well, I think
it's kind of a really sad situation, but
I used to work around a lot of like the homeless people, and a lot of them don't care to be at the shelter. They want to be in these streets.
True.
They get accustomed to that life, and and like for example, I've had many of people who are business owners where they've come and like a homeless person might say like, hey, can you spare whatever, right? It's like, no, but I can provide you work, or if you look capable of working, I would love to help you out, get you on your feet.
I don't
blah,
know.
blah, blah. And he's been cussed out for that.
That's a lot. That's
Like, they don't want that
subjective
shit.
because I'm pretty sure if you provide them options, maybe they may not use it right away, but they're gonna use those. Nobody likes being intense and homeless.
Ooh, you'd be surprised.
Okay, some people. I think it's probably subjective, but there are a lot of people that if you give them option, may take the option.
Possible.
yeah.
This ain't for everybody, by the way. It's just certain experiences, certain
Sure.
conversations I've
Yeah.
had.
Now you got people
Yeah.
who, it's not hard to make your home. It's like going to a classroom for 3 weeks straight. Your seat is now, that's not your seat, but you've been sitting here for 3 weeks. So now if you
You're
come in the
claiming it.
classroom
It's
and
yours.
somebody's sitting in it, you're sort of like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you kind of been seeing me for 3 weeks sitting in that seat, bro. Keep moving.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to get, used to a place, a spot. So
That's fair. That is fair. But anyway, we ain't here to talk about that.
No.
that's what we do.
What else is good in Austin?
The food is really good. Our
That-
food has
yeah, you
gotten
can't really go
good.
wrong.
It's gotten insanely pretty good.
I do like the outings over there. The spots
constant.
for that, like the outdoor stuff. I think that's one benefit from the past few years is that you get more of that. More patio bar settings, little bar and grills. The lounges, I like all that shit.
All the rooftops, I love me a
Yeah.
rooftop.
I do miss South by though.
It's about to
did
be
enjoy
here in
that.
like a month.
Yeah. I've heard it's kind of going back to where it's supposed to be or where it was or maybe better. I don't know.
We'll see.
I think South by was so dope for like the artists. I just don't think people appreciated it that much. Like I said,
That's
the
fair.
1 or 2 times that I went is like when you look at how the crowd reacts to certain audiences, like how the fuck you've got Jay-Z over here, you've got Kanye over here, and the people just at the shows like, yay. It's like, what the fuck?
Like they're desensitized to it?
Yeah, they're so used to seeing it that they don't really appreciate it.
I think, at least from my perspective, I feel like when I go places, there's a lot of people that we obviously have conversations with, and a lot of them aren't from Austin. So when we show up, we're just visitors, here to witness, anything we can, pretty much. Because, there's so many moments, and if y'all obviously are experienced there, that you can go into any venue and there could be that surprise artist there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how big that artist could be or, maybe they're on their way. And so you get to experience a little something. For me, like, of course, me and my group, we appreciate that kind of thing. I can't speak to the others. They might show up and they just don't care or they don't have, a care in the world. But for me, that was my favorite part. was you're in for a surprise at any given time. You know, and it's happened on a number of, situations that we've been in. So that I could appreciate, but I see your point.
Yeah, I mean, I think it had kind of reached like this huge pinnacle, and then COVID happened, and then now we're kind of like, I think they've been like rebuilding to that like really big status again, but not too big,
It's almost like when you take something away.
Yeah.
And now it's like, now that you don't have it, it's like now you want it back.
Maybe
Exactly.
move it someplace else.
What?
I don't think that would.
No.
That would work.
That's ours.
Nah, you need to stop it.
Just saying.
Conversation over.
We should
I'm
turn
going
your
home.
microphone off.
Come on, man.
What? South by...
Why would you put
somebody else would appreciate it
They
more?
do have one in Australia. They did start that. They started South by Australia.
We don't go there.
I mean, I
They got
don't...
kangaroos.
You know, I have one of my biggest regrets. One of my biggest regrets is I underestimated what like the music scene is there. I have a cousin that's there. He married, and his 2 sons are like big stars in Australia, basketball wise. And he used to tell us, "Yo, come! They love your music down here. Just come to Australia and do shows." And we couldn't even fucking imagine, Texas idiots. Me and my brother couldn't even imagine going out there to do shows and stuff. And then now, years later, once I see their music scene, I was like, "Fuck, that could have been us, dude."
I have heard that they have a pretty good like art scene there. I've been told that by a couple Australians too.
They have a
like,
great-
if you come down here, like it'll be crazy. And I'm like,
Every scene,
okay, I'm not mad at going to Australia though.
music, fighting, any scene that they can get a hold of, they're like fervent about it.
Yeah. Well, they capitalize on it for sure.
Yep.
I mean, you got some, world champions right now currently from Australia.
Yep.
You got kangaroos from Australia, your favorite.
And then, fuck you, man.
Here's a kangaroo beef.
Listen, okay.
I would
Thank
not
you
have
for
beef
using the
with
word
a
beef.
kangaroo.
Okay.
Just make it
I
sure.
just have issues with kangaroos, is all.
Okay.
They don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with
I
them.
feel like I don't need to ask questions. I feel like I shouldn't.
They're violent.
Yes, they are.
Murderers.
I've seen.
Yeah, murder Steven.
Yeah, no. But Australia, I mean, there's a lot of places, I think, that being one of them that sounds fascinating. I will say, me, just being out of fear, I probably wouldn't go.
I don't think the kangaroos are just gonna walk up to you at the airport
Man,
and be like,
I think
Yo.
everything is.
I have this impression that the animals there are everywhere. All the
They're
killers
gang
are
members,
everywhere.
all of them. All animals are gang members.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
It's a threat. It's a real threat
Okay.
in the Australian society.
Right.
If you don't live in like a large half of your own, you know what I'm saying, continent,
Yeah.
it's a problem.
That's fair.
They've taken over, and even don't come out here because a Komodo dragon got your name.
Oh my god!
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, I didn't know Komodo dragons could crawl on walls,
Oh, they what?
like on houses.
What can't they do?
That's
How?
wild.
Poisonous
They're, like,
saliva.
I mean,
They're
technically, they are a
huge.
lizard.
Yeah, but
I've seen them
I guess
on the walls.
But
I'm
they-
like,
they're
that's
too dang
crazy.
heavy.
I guess it don't matter. I don't know. That's some scary shit.
I'm
That
gonna
was
Google
enough to
that.
be like, yeah, I don't belong
I
here.
need to know more.
Yeah, I don't need to go there. I'm cool.
I seen a Komodo dragon put an armbar on somebody once.
In real life?
Is that possible?
In real
He didn't
life?
break
Right
the
in front
shit,
of
but
you?
he held the hold.
I feel like that's a crushing
He
situation.
locked it in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. You sure this happened?
I might imagine it. That's why they want to go to
Okay.
Australia.
You're finding more reasons to
Oh
stay
my
away.
god! I didn't know the fear of Australia was such a.
Oh, it's a real deal. It's the real deal out here.
We're scared.
I
Can't go
see.
to the beach.
I
We're not
see.
scared to say we're scared.
I'll send you guys a postcard.
You
Appreciate
going?
that.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna go.
Them spiders gonna eat you.
The people are
They're
so
going
nice.
to eat you. Oh, sure.
The people are so nice.
They're so
Well,
scared.
yeah, but the animals are so mean.
I look, you know,
All right. You go, and there's gonna be one of them big camel spiders
camels.
in your. You don't know what a camel spider is?
No.
Oh, please show her.
I don't want to.
Please show her.
Yeah, it's okay.
Huh?
No,
Fucking nerd. One of the big
Why do you know
Australia
this?
spiders is gonna be in your hotel room, just looking at you. Now you
Nah,
knew better.
I'm gonna be good.
You knew better, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have no kangaroos, no Komodo dragons, and no
Look,
spiders.
we gave out our warning.
Hey,
That's it.
We told you.
Yeah.
I will send you guys a postcard though.
If you do see one of these creatures, though, you got to take a picture and be like, y'all was right.
At
Don't
the
come
zoo.
back in the cast.
At the zoo.
Why? You just go outside.
Australia is the zoo. They don't have a zoo in Australia. They
Yeah.
are the zoo.
Yeah, it's different out there. You don't pay to see anything.
No.
God.
You ain't got to pay for nothing.
Yeah.
What?
You just pay for-
Kangaroos
you
is
just gotta pay for
riding on the
protection.
subway. I mean, riding on the street in the Subaru.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
That's a little wild. That's a little wild, man. Oh my God. But anyhow, so tell us a little bit about you.
Well, we've covered the fact that I'm from Austin and I'm not afraid to go to Australia.
Important keys.
Rub it in.
Just saying.
Rub it in.
I'm just saying. No, but yeah, I'm born and raised in Austin, and I make R&B soul music, and I actually kind of got my start in music here in San Antonio. So it's like
really,
yeah, I was playing shows here. I think one of my first like real shows was at like Broadway bar or something way back.
Broadway bar?
Wow.
Something like that, right?
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had dancers and everything, and I forgot the dance moves, and I just stood there and sang and realized I'm going to sing. That's
I'm
what
a
I'm
soul
going to do.
singer, aren't I?
That's what I'm going to do, yeah.
Aren't I?
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been crazy if you just froze up and then you weren't singing either.
Oh, no. The stage is my home. So, yeah. And I'm Ethiopian American,
Holla.
first generation.
East Africa.
Shout out to the East Side.
For sure. I don't have an East Side drop, but it's okay.
East Side. There you go.
Yeah. There we go. That'll work.
Yeah, I'm really good at those.
Really good at drops.
I don't think you should use that. People from the East Side is gonna hate that. East Side.
It works. It's like a chill one. What else is there about me? What else? I don't know.
Well, you said you got started here. Were you also recording in San Antonio?
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular studios?
One Mic Studios. No, throwback, but do you remember Campaign Music?
Campaign Music.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It's okay.
Don't recall.
Do
no.
you recall? Because you said, like you had a bad.
Like they didn't let you in.
No. Yeah. No, it was a long time ago. I just kind of recorded, and I thought I would be doing like marketing and advertising in music. That's what I thought my career would be. But then I sang one song, kept singing, and
so you kind of discovered your singing by accident?
No, I mean, I always sang. I was just hella shy. So
That makes sense.
I thought, I didn't really have the courage to be a front-facing singer, even though it's what I wanted to do.
I'm always like surprised by singers. I mean, I guess the ones who sing for real is because
Shots.
that's just
Sending shots out.
hey,
Everybody drinks.
it's all right, man. Maybe if I get a little bit of whiskey,
What is
maybe
that about?
I might throw some shots. You never know.
Okay.
No, but honestly, I think like singers have like that's a different kind of talent. Like in my eyes, like anybody could maybe be a songwriter, maybe do lyrics, things of that sort. But not everybody has vocals like that. I've known of people who have coaches. What do they call it? Voice coaches,
Vocal coach, yeah.
Vocal coach. I was gonna say throat coach, but that's crazy.
Yeah, no.
That would have been wild.
That's not what they're called.
That is
Nope.
wild.
That is
I think you're in the wrong industry. Make it wet.
Yo.
That's
Yeah.
supposed to be the splash, but
Nah.
See, I would have said it differently. I feel like a lot of people either try to sing or feel like they can sing, and most people don't like try to write songs. I think it's rarer.
I
to
mean, I
be able
guess
to
it
write
could go both
songs.
ways too. Not everybody's a gifted songwriter.
Yeah, no, it's both.
And so, but I think that when we do come across, and that people who do write, sing, and do it all, maybe even do the whole dance on the stage, like that's just a
If
crazy
you can
talent that a lot of people
if you
can't
remember
do.
the steps.
Yeah, if you remember your steps. Yeah,
I've gotten better now. I've done my work to get a little bit better. So
that's good. It's always a work in progress.
It's hard. It's hard.
Not for the first show ever.
So soul is my favorite.
Yeah.
What is it that drew you to, like, who are your early influences on that?
So I love jazz music. So that's
Right.
really where like my soul, my everything lies. So like Ella Fitzgerald
Ella.
is my favorite singer of all time. There's just something so smooth and silky and powerful about her voice. And so like I love her.
Lady Day, Sarah Vaughan.
Yes, Sarah Vaughan is incredible. And then, a little bit more modern. I mean, well, not that modern, but modern. But like Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston and all those people who just have these really dynamic voices that just like kind of make you stop in your tracks. And so
Those names that you just mentioned, those are the few that like, even if you're not really like, let's say you're passing through and it's playing, it kind of makes you stop.
yeah.
And even if you're on the go, and I've caught myself where I'm just like, yo, man, Whitney sounds so damn good. And it hits every time. Even though I know the song, like, you know, I've heard it 1,000 times, it always causes me to stop what I'm doing just to at least take a moment and just, you know, appreciate what's being, you know, said through the speaker, you know.
Well, she was literally the perfect voice. May have been the greatest voice.
I can agree with that.
I remember I had a really great relationship with my grandfather, my stepdad's father. And he's the one who introduced me to Ella. My dad always had me listening to jazz, but he's the one who, like, he would bring the CDs, and I'd be like 13 years old, just walking around the neighborhood listening to Ella. Like, it first drew me because she did these kiddish scats, and it draws you in. Like, she sounds like a little kid, and then she'd go into a repertoire, and you're like, how is this the same person? So I was really obsessed with Ella for a while. So you get into Ella, then you get into Sarah Vaughan and all of that stuff. So yeah, jazz is amazing.
I will say, I think I can't name anybody from jazz, like who does jazz music or anything. But the amount of times I've caught myself in different jazz bars, various jazz bars, I stay there for so many hours, just enjoying myself, like just enjoying the tunes, like the bands that come and play there. Like, that music is so, like, comforting to me, where I could just sit there and I'm like, dude, I could probably fall asleep on this couch,
Seriously.
you know, and, you know, just enjoy my, you know, a beverage or whatever. And I will spend more time in there than if I was, like, at a hip hop club or something. And I don't feel like I'm in a rush to go anywhere.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm right at home.
Yeah.
It is the blues and jazz are the quintessential American art forms. So it speaks right down to our DNA.
Yeah.
Everything else came from that.
And that's kind of like, it's where I get my inspiration for, like, everything. Because first off, like, my goal in music is to make people feel something. Like, when you listen to my music, you feel something. It's not just like, it's not passive, really. I mean, it is, but it's soothing. Like, maybe not passive, but it's soothing. But, like, and then, like, you know, the, like, Rat Pack of, like, Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and Sammy Davis Jr. Like, to me, that's incredible, because not only were their shows so awesome, and there's only, like, one recorded show of them that exists still, but the barriers that they were all able to break. Because I'm like, to be a Black artist at that time, to be as famous as they are, to be as iconic as they are, like, I can't even imagine what they went through. And so there's just so much about that era, those artists, that just kind of, like, you know, I don't know, it just inspires me from, like, all fronts, from musically, from, you know, socially, to everything.
See, my keeping with soul, so I naturally, the way I was brought up, I have an affinity for 70s. 70s culture, 70s funk, 70s soul. And but then my favorite genre after that was neo soul. 98, 97, Jill, Erica, Bilal, D'Angelo, with Jay Dilla producing, with Questlove producing, which they gave birth to everybody now. The songs that I've heard of yours, it feels like there's, like, a new genre of soul, which is like a spiritual soul. It's a light spiritual soul that's really working. I was like, oh, she's part of that wave that I really like. It's got spiritual elements to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, even when, like, I played it throughout the morning today, just to, you know, kind of get more of a feel, and I'm just like, yo, this is very soothing. That's the main word I could use to describe it, as simple as it is. And I'm just like, I could see me, like, just playing this as I'm, like, you know, going about the house, or, you know, just kicking back, you know, on a cool evening or something like that. So it's very, like, comforting, kind of like when, like I mentioned, being at the jazz bar, where I kind of just, like, I'm just comfortable there. I can sit there, I can just enjoy the voice, the type of music, the instrumentation that's been played. Like, it's just very pleasing to me.
Love it. Thank you.
So it's super dope. You got a good talent.
Thank you.
No, it's not for the anxious. It's like the difference between cigars and cigarettes. Cigarettes are for, like, anxious when you think of cigarette.
Yeah.
When you think of cigars, you take your time.
Cigar music.
Okay.
It's relaxed.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it. I like that.
We had to get with Ricky about that. He got the top-notch cigars.
He didn't give you the
Not the one who robbed him.
Oh, I was like, are we talking about
different
Ricky?
Ricky.
Nah.
So it's crazy. He got robbed by Ricky, and his best friend's Ricky.
Oh,
I don't know how
I
that
got
works,
issues with
but
Ricky's, man.
there's something
And
astrologically
even him,
about.
I love him, but I don't like him. I don't think I like Ricky's.
maybe.
Are there, like,
There's certain names that, like, you could tell that dude is bad news.
every
Oh my
Kelly
God.
that I've ever met, I've liked.
Every who?
Every Kelly.
Every Kelly is good
Is
people.
it male and
Every
female?
Kelly.
Like,
Oh yeah, we got names on both sides.
I don't know
both
any.
sides?
I don't know any male, but every female,
both sides?
every Ruby, that I know, I've always liked her. I've known like 6 Rubies, and they were all like fucking cool.
Every Kevin I know is bad news.
Every fucking Kevin. My dad's name is Kevin. My brother's name is Kevin. Every Kevin I know.
I know one Kevin I like. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But Kevin, sorry, that's a bad name.
They're trouble.
I've known that they've caused me trouble.
Oh my God.
Many of times over the years.
Kevins aren't too bad.
I don't know any
You
Kevin.
know what? Maybe it's who's named Kevin though.
I got 3 Kevins
think
in my
so.
life. Immediate family.
That's true.
My nephew, my brother, my dad, all pieces of shit.
Damn. So I'm not off.
So not off.
Not at all.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting. There's also I'm trying to think of like different. I don't think Joshes are good people either.
Nah, I never fucked. Nah,
There's like a bazillion Joshes.
yeah.
That's bad.
There's
I
too
know a
many.
couple Joshes.
That means their
Didn't they-
parents don't care about them.
Wasn't that big like Josh? Yeah, and that little kid, little Josh, he won. You didn't see that?
Little Josh?
They like gathered like a 100, I don't know, a lot of Joshes, and they had a fight to the death.
See, that's
But you-
toxic
And
behavior.
then-
what is that?
And then little
That's already
Josh,
bad.
and little Josh won.
Some people do have names that match everything. Like my bully when I was a kid, Demasius Coleman.
Oh,
Yeah, it sounds like a bully.
Yeah.
He's a fucking. You know he was a bully. Demasius Coleman, man.
Demasis,
movie
yeah.
name.
He was my elementary school bully. He beat my ass in class.
Oh, no.
When MySpace hit,
He sounds
and
like
it
the wedgie guy. Too.
Listen, when MySpace hit, and it was like, holy shit, you can find everybody, right? From your childhood.
Yeah.
I looked up Demasius Coleman, and he was like fresh out of jail, and he was complaining on MySpace because his girl wouldn't let him see his kids, and I was like, good, nigga. I knew you was gonna go to jail.
You saw it coming.
Yeah, his name's Demasius Coleman. You going to jail, nigga.
oh my gosh.
That's fair.
You deserved it.
There, I didn't think about the bully names though until you mentioned that, and I was like, that sounds screams I'm a bully.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
If you ever
I
met,
know.
I know, that's
I know.
crazy.
I was
if
like,
you ever met a
he's gonna get
Demasius, he
Googled
punched
for
you.
sure.
That's
punched you.
I've never met one, but that's I could imagine. Yeah,
Every Demetrius I know was bad than a motherfucker. He was a badass kid. I don't know any Demetrius that didn't get in trouble.
that's fair.
I don't know. If
All
I know.
Calvins were cool.
Calvins,
Calvin.
Calvin Circle.
Crybabies? Calvins or crybabies?
Calvins do sound like
That is
crybabies.
specific to the motherfucker, man.
Yo, I used to know this dude named Conrad. I thought that was a weird name.
I knew a Conrad.
You know Conrad?
I knew a Conrad.
I know one Conrad.
A Connor and a Blake. They're all like the same person somehow.
Connor and Blake are the
Connor
same.
and Blake are the same
They're the
person.
same people?
They're the same person.
Not in my world. I don't
Huh.
know.
No, I don't think
Conrad, Connor, and Blake are the same nigga. I promise you.
so. Nah, because the Con.
He's cool as shit, but when he gets in trouble, he's telling.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
you're making for an argument now.
Okay, I'm telling you.
So a Connor and a Blake,
Connor, Blake, and Conrad are the same person.
they're all the same.
I don't know.
Interesting. The only Connor I know is like UFC fighter
Have you ever known a Tyrone you didn't get along with?
Tyrone.
Nobody gets along with you, nigga. Calvin's are crybabies. You don't fuck with Tyrones. Those are the cool ones.
Tyrone, I thought was always the cool guy. In school.
Are there any Keishas that you like? Keisha. That's some racist shit. What the fuck? Why do you make that rule?
Anything with Isha is bad.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh.
Why?
Yeah, explain that.
That's
one.
limiting. We're black. You're going to run into several in a week.
Oh.
I
Jesus
bet not
Christ.
with those rules.
You got some crazy
You got
rules and
some
regulations.
explaining to do, man. Those are some weird rules.
I mean, it's almost like the type of vehicles some drive too. It screams like red flags at moments. Like Altima,
That's not a red flag.
a white one.
That's a red flag.
That is a red flag. See? That changed
Everybody
it for you. Just
know
like that.
I
All
think it's more of
Ultimas-
a Maxima for me.
Maxima's top of the
Maxima's-
line, like
oh my God.
whorish type vehicle.
Yeah. The Ultima, if they're driving and it's any shade of maroon, cranberry, red, or black, they're cool as shit. They're probably a CNA.
That is
and
fair.
they've got
Shout out
great
to my
sex.
neighbor across the street. He's coolest. He's probably the coolest guy on the
We're
street.
talking about, let's focus on women here because you just ruined everything.
That's fair.
Because I said, it's probably a CNA and has great sex, and you were like, yeah, he's cool. What the fuck?
But he's
I mean,
player.
a man can have that too.
He's super player though.
I'm sorry. Yes, they can.
Yeah.
True. One of my
You need to
nicknames
expand,
is
bro.
Toxic Sensei. So,
Yeah,
have you ever seen people drive their weight?
Yo. If you're going the route I think you're going, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, you're driving and you're like, yo, what the fuck is their deal? And then you see them and they're like, I'm just like, oh, okay.
It makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand elderly and I understand the weight. Oh, you're driving your weight. Okay.
That's fair.
Oh,
So I'm not alone on this. You've seen
Probably
people drive
not.
their weight.
Nah, and it's usually like a Buick.
Yeah, it's like you shouldn't be in that SUV. Now it's extra. All right, maybe it's just me, but
And then there's asshole vehicles.
such as
Like Impala.
No.
He said Impala.
yeah.
Charger
I used
is
to
an
drive
asshole
an
vehicle.
Impala.
You're an asshole.
Oh, okay.
Come on, man.
I'm not an asshole. I'm a dick. There is a difference. People
Clear
still want to be
difference.
around dicks. Assholes stink.
Oh, I thought it was the
People
other way
don't want
around.
to be around? What?
You can't understand that, but we'll discuss that.
I just think that's...
Oh,
He wasn't
Damn.
driving an Impala.
he was all the things.
Yeah,
he was a lot of
he was
things.
Top tier.
he was a mix of things.
Is Hummer an asshole vehicle?
Yes.
That's definitely an unnecessary flex.
Especially
It's not
if
really
you're
a
like
flex.
a woman driving a Hummer. Why?
Why not?
That's crazy.
Why? You
I
know
have-
you
I
should
have
not
a
be in no
Hummer.
Hummer.
I have a Hummer.
Yo.
I mean,
Is
jump,
it-
hop, skip. You know.
Wait, but what,
Is it a
what
full
color
or
is
is it a
it?
myself
full
in it,
Hummer?
huh?
What color is it?
Teal.
That might change it. That might change it up.
So it's got to be like a lumbersome yellow.
If she had a yellow one,
What are them lumbersome
asshole
yellow?
status.
Okay.
yeah, like that bright yellow.
I don't have a Hummer. I don't.
I ain't never liked nobody with that bright yellow Hummer.
I don't like bright yellow on cars in general, unless it's a cab.
It felt like Hummers
That's
came
fair.
standard in that yellow.
They did for a while.
Didn't they?
Yeah, I think it might have been like the special edition or some shit.
Okay, I got a gripe.
Go ahead.
We got to come up with a segment called New Rules. New rules.
Kick it off.
So, if you see my family, you already know us. We come in mixed bags. My family is a textbook mixed bag, right? My father, my brother, my sister are very, very fair. My whole family on my father's side, very, very fair from Pennsylvania. So when you come from families like that, or just in our
Are
community,
people fair in Pennsylvania?
very,
Is that like a thing?
very, yeah. So just in our community, period. But if you come from that kind of background, you always have like the color dynamics. So we play with each other all the time, right? Dark skin versus light skin stuff. But it's all, it's play for us. Other people be serious about that shit, but for us, it's play.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm like in my immediate family, before my little brother was born, I was the only brown skin. I took my mother's color and they took my father's color. They all look Puerto Rican and Costa Rican, and I'm like somehow Dominican. Right? So we play, but lately, well, it's not lately, but I've noticed they've been more vocal. New rule, right? When it comes to the colorism thing and we're playing around, if you're biracial, you don't count.
Do you not?
You're not invited to the chat on this one.
Wait,
Why
what?
not?
No.
Explain.
You're not invited to the chat on this one. Why do you hate Louis C.K. so much? Bro, you gotta stop. You know who Louis C.K. is?
Yeah.
So his father is what? His Mexican. So he's like, Louis C.K.'s Mexican. Like, stop, bruh.
Oh, you didn't want him getting that credibility of being Mexican.
It's not that. Like, no, he's
Because he looks
biracial,
like
but
he's
you
from
can't say
Ireland.
that. You're not saying that
I
Louis C.K.
mean,
is Mexican.
I don't know. I feel like when you're biracial or whatever, you have so much that you have to deal with. I can't.
Why would you want to get involved in that game then? You got so much to deal with.
I think
Why are
you're
you going to do
you're
that?
trying to be.
You act like somebody was born like, yo, I'm
You know
trying
what
to
I'm
be
saying?
I'm
you're
trying to be caught up in
be
this
both
shit.
sides of who you are. I don't know if you should be excluded.
Could you embrace both
in that
both
realm?
sides?
In that realm, and what we're talking about, as far as specifically in the black community, we're talking about people who are not like on purpose biracial.
On purpose.
Like,
I don't think
okay,
anybody's on purpose.
So,
I don't think anyone has a
so
choice.
as far as my lineage, right? If I take my father's side, in which they're all like really, really fair, I could trace them back to the early 1900s. And when you look at all their pictures and stuff like that, they're all like, I don't know who was the original person that was maybe taken advantage of that resulted in that or what have you.
Trying to see
It's
where you're
just-
going with
yeah.
this. Go
You
ahead.
understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's like, okay, if you're like very recent and, we're playing the game, if your dad is white and your mom is black, you're biracial.
Okay.
You don't get to play the game.
So they got to get
You're not
excluded.
invited to the chat.
But what if you can't tell by looking at him?
You can tell.
I'm just saying, in general, there's some people you can't tell.
Even if you can't tell, it don't matter if you can't tell. As soon as you say, listen, if we couldn't tell, if we were playing the game, right?
Yeah.
And everybody's ragging on each other and they're part of it, and then you find out, oh no, your mom is white and your dad is black. Everybody's like, immediately their reaction is like, oh nigga, their immediate reaction is that don't count.
Well, I never.
You're biracial. We're not talking to you. You're not part of the conversation.
Is it like an enhancement?
No, it's not an enhancement. You're just you're in a different.
Are you just mad because you're not part of both worlds?
Why would I? That's a struggle.
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure you out.
That's a struggle. No, it just doesn't count. We're in a chat that you don't belong in. That's all.
It's kind of racist.
Proud of my things. I'm like Samson.
You know what? If it makes sense to you,
We need to help you grow out of your racism.
then
It's not racism.
You are racist.
It was exclusive. It's not racism. It's
That's what
that's racial gatekeeping.
Oh my God.
That's racial gatekeeping.
the
That's what you're doing.
gaslighting.
No,
Oh,
I'm just
you're
saying
doing.
it don't count. It don't count. I'm sorry.
I think you need to learn to accept.
Listen,
everyone.
if I'm going back and forth with what's his name? Damson Idris that was on. Hey man, Tristan Thompson not Tristan Thompson. What's his name from Tristan Thompson from the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
You're not invited to this fucking chat. We're not talking to you. This is between us. This ain't got nothing to do with you. New rules.
You're racist.
No, biracial people are not in on the light skin, dark skin stuff. Because it's light skin, dark skin, black.
No,
not
you
biracial.
want to keep them out. That's what you're doing. That's racist.
Oh God.
Come on, you
I'm
need,
not.
you need
I'm
to
not-
get through. You need to get through this.
I'm not mad at that. No, I'm just saying.
Brown gatekeeping right now.
I'm just speaking for like this has been the growing sentiment within the community that like whenever we're playing a game and stuff, somebody will chime in and be like, wait a minute. Aren't you mixed with this? And be like, yeah, you don't fucking count, dude. Stop saying you're red bone. You're biracial. It's not the same thing. You don't count.
I don't know. I think you need to learn to accept. You need to grow out
You
of
don't
this
count either.
gatekeeping
You know why?
racism you have
'Cause we
going
don't know
on.
anything about Venezuelans, right?
El Salvadorians.
El Salvadorians. It's the same thing. You see what I'm saying?
See, this is that racist shit I'm talking
It's the
about.
same thing.
Nah, this is that bullshit. See, every time we come on the show, I'm a different country now.
No.
I represent a different country.
Come on, man.
Last week I was Ecuadorian.
Oh God.
Today I'm Venezuelan. We know what
But y'all
I
said
am.
y'all just became friends like a day ago, right?
I just don't
So-
see the difference.
Octopus where he's from, man. Leave him alone.
Ecuadorians don't eat octopus.
Octopus is delicious.
Nicaraguans don't eat octopus.
That's the best way you can say it. That's crazy.
Did that feel racist?
Yeah, you should not be allowed to say that. Ever.
Did I?
It felt kind of hard.
That sounded bad.
Hold on. Did that feel racist when I said? Cause I'm not gonna lie. When I finished
Them
saying
fucking
it,
Nicaraguans.
that when I finished saying it,
What is that?
it kind of felt a bit off.
was the text
Nicaraguans. Ooh,
Yeah, that was wild.
Oh my God.
You need to reevaluate
I
yourself.
really put the nigga in Nicaraguans, didn't I?
Yeah,
How do you say it?
I don't say it.
Because you don't want to say it now because you're scared. Say it, man. Say
No,
the
because
word.
now I'm questioning how I say
Yeah, I
it.
know.
But it doesn't sound aggressive like the way you
How
did.
would you say it?
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
No. Say the people. Say the people.
All right. Well, I, don't
Put
know
the
how to,
ends in it.
I don't know how to do that part.
I like the way
What?
she said it. Screw you.
Of course you did. Nicaraguans. Ooh, shit.
Yeah, just stop.
Oh, okay. It's the beginning
Hold
part
on.
that you're pronouncing
Yes,
it like
it's
that.
The
It's the
beginning that's
beginning.
hitting a little.
See, because
How do
I
you say
Yeah,
it?
like
just
Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
going to get this.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
Nicaragua.
Why is it
now
different from what
how
I'm saying?
I say it.
Nicaraguans.
Nicaragua.
Nigga, don't
With the
fucking
accent,
Spanish.
yeah.
Don't roll that shit out so everybody.
That's how it's technically
no,
supposed
you see
to be
what
said.
everybody
See, now
excused it.
now he trying to, like,
As soon
gatekeep
as
my
he put that
Spanish.
shit. Hold
Why
on.
trying to gatekeep my Spanish?
As soon as he Spanished it out, everybody was like, "We're cool with this." Nah, fuck that shit.
Why?
Nicaragua.
That's how it's supposed to be said.
You did that to the light skins? I'm
no,
doing
I
it to
didn't.
you.
I didn't. I didn't Spanish out the light skins unless they're mixed with
Nah, but
Dominican.
you kept people out based on something they were, in your eyes, lacking. And now you're lacking
ask you this.
Spanish.
Let me ask you this.
Deep South the shit out.
And I'm asking you this too, right? I'm asking you this too. So we're having a conversation. We're in a group, right? And somebody goes, we're talking about hair and stuff like that. And then they'll go, well,
not familiar with that.
I don't have that problem because, I got that good hair. And then you find out they're half Dominican, half black.
Oh.
Does their opinion now count still?
You're reaching.
I think there's a thing called Foundation Black, and Foundation Black is people who are of slave descent. And when you do that,
Sure, but we're talking about hair.
well, so what I'm saying, when you do that, Foundation Black is its own culture, and oftentimes
Foundation
that
Black.
culture gets erased. And
But-
so therefore, I hear what you're saying.
We're talking 9 ether though.
Well, so yeah, I'm saying on that level. So there is a cultural thing of Foundation Black. They have to protect what that is. So when you do have people coming in from other sides being like, hey, I get you, well, it's a little different.
Right, but hair-wise,
Well, explain-
we can say that 9 ether is different from a different type, like a Spanish
Kai.
Dominican.
But for those who can't hear what he just said, can you kind of
Summarize. He was like,
Summarize what he said.
Foundation Black is when we're trying to protect a certain idea of blackness.
Sure.
And not including other
Well,
people.
no, I'm saying Foundation Black is to where you've got the black community is very multi. You've got
Right.
your people from wherever, all over the diaspora.
Throughout the diaspora.
But there is a group, especially here in San Antonio, that is straight up just like slave descent. And that
Right.
is- and that is a real culture, and that often gets erased. And so when people try to hop in based on what you're saying, it's easy for us to get forgotten.
Right.
And our Foundation
explain that
Blackness-
again? Another summary.
Yeah, why don't you explain it?
Go ahead. Sounds better from you.
Just scoot up. Just scoot up.
And he didn't want to talk. But you do know what I'm
about to
saying.
pull up a
But
mic
you
for
do
him.
know what I'm saying. There's a difference within the hair type between 9 ether and other hair types. So it's like, if you're talking to us and you chime in, well, I got that good hair, and we realize, oh, you're mixed with another you don't count. You don't count.
That yeah, I kind of feel that one.
Oh,
On the hair.
coming
but
along.
he agreed through reason. Y'all just disagreed because you want to disagree.
nah, because you want to be playing games at home and then you want to be like excluding all the light skins. That's not right. You didn't have to do that.
No. Hold on. He twisted everything I just said. I said that biracial doesn't count when we're playing the light skin, dark skin
Be
game.
my wife's man.
I said that biracial doesn't count when we're playing a light skin, dark skin.
Okay.
That's all. My wife is super fair skinned. Unfortunately, my kids at this point.
Damn.
I wanted
Why are you always dissing your children?
my brown baby, man. But I'm fighting my wife's skin tone, and it is a losing battle. But I didn't know that it was going to be like this much of a losing battle. When they were born, it was like, oh.
But
And then, they'll take their color later on. And then you're watching them and they're like, no, they're not. I've been teasing my brother and my sister and my dad, and it was like, I'm contributing to the problem.
oh yeah,
Now look at you.
karma. My mom always said it was karma like that with kids. Like whatever you tease people about, she always told me. Well, I'm not gonna tell that story, but she.
Nah,
she
we
said,
here now. Go
no,
ahead.
I'm not telling that story.
The worse it is, the
It is.
Now
better.
you got to tell the story.
Yeah, you got to go all
gotta
the way
tell
in.
the
Okay,
story.
well, there was this lady in the village, and she would always make fun of her neighbor's child because her child had like disabilities or whatever, and she would just sit there and she'd make fun of this child all the time.
No, this is horrible.
So the
We shouldn't
child-
have got you to tell the story.
And
This is
then,
horrible.
Wait, but the child-
I'm
the
making
child
it,
was
I'm making
disabled?
it nicer. Yes,
The one that she's making fun of.
The one that she's making
Okay.
fun of is disabled, and so she's like, "Oh, your child! Look at your child! Oh my God, how horrible!"
That's crazy.
And then
that's
she
wild.
has a kid, and then like her kid has like a bunch of problems, and so my mom was always like, "Don't, you can't shit on other people for no
For the
God does
kids?
not, huh?
You can't shit on their kids?
No, because then you get your karma back."
Well, I definitely got my karma back, and I spent most of my life going back and forth with my family members, and now everybody's just looking at me when I'm with my sons, and they're just like,
I just badmouth bad kids. I don't like them.
my kids are bad.
I don't know them.
Okay,
How old are they?
6 and 2 now.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure
My
they're
my,
bad.
my 2-year-old is Mowgli, where the wild things are. These kids are it's just horrible, man. He's just discovered his new power, which is I can jump off the bed and the couch and land on my feet.
Oh no.
So now it's like we cannot stop this kid.
He just jumps off of everything.
He just jumps off of and you're just
Oh, you
scared
daredevil.
for his life. Yeah, but he don't care about nothing.
No. It's not until
terrible.
something really bad happens, like they really
He
hurt
just
themselves.
discovered his nipples, which is bad because he walks around doing this in public, and it's like, baby, stop him from doing that, please.
No.
Were these some of your behaviors and
I
characteristics?
didn't have those issues, no.
You were perfect.
And even
I don't know about that.
No, I had a Kevin for an older brother,
Okay.
and he's one of those.
He's the asshole one, right?
My older brother was the leader of every neighborhood we lived in, and we lived in a lot. And he was one of the. Have you ever known somebody? And I mean, think about it. Completely fearless.
Yes.
I've known 3, and they've always all ended in jail
Oh.
Damn.
because they're fearless.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It tracks.
That kind of fearless.
What rules?
I mean-
Okay.
What rules apply to them? They don't fear anything.
Fearless, reckless, either one.
Fear is a necessary, like somewhat of fear. You put your hands out towards the fire.
Yeah.
You feel the heat. Pull your hands back.
Yeah.
That was a smart fear. Kept you from being burned.
Yeah.
What if you're not?
They
scared?
stay with the flames.
So my brother was one of those guys that was like, fuck it, we're just gonna get spanked. It'd be over with. Like, nobody thinks like you. Nobody
Fuck it.
thinks like that. But we knew if we did the shit he did, he was gonna be the one that got in most of the trouble because he's Kevin.
Oh, no. Oh, poor Kevin.
So,
Dang, Kevin.
I watched
He's
him.
fearless. He doesn't care.
Lots of empathy
So I
for
watched him, and as the younger one at the time, you watch all the mistakes being made. It'd be like, nope, I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm gonna be sneaky. I'm not fearless. I'm sneaky.
Understood.
She's like, you get smarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Who was the better boxer?
Nah, we're not gonna do that.
Oh, no.
Nah, we're not gonna do that. I think my brother is a better street fighter. I'm a better boxer, but he got the better of me in most of our fights. But
Were there weapons used?
my shirt.
Damn, just pull it over your head? Or?
Listen, man. One time before his first marriage, like a day before his first marriage, we went to go play basketball with family who came down, and I was having a bad day, so I wasn't.
Were light skins allowed to play?
He was.
All right, just making sure.
So we're driving home, and he's got a whole lot of mouth.
oh, pause.
I'm already having a bad day, right?
Sure.
I wasn't winning anything. I don't feel like hearing him. And he's relentless. So I'm sitting in the seat. I'm like, hey, yo, shut the fuck up, bro. Or what? Stop the car. He was like, what? Stop the car. Stop the He was like, fuck it, fine. We get out the car. It's time to fight. I don't think that he felt like I was going to hit him. So I stole off on him, right? So we get the rumbling in the street. He grabs my shirt. He pulls my shirt over my head. At this point, I'm like 119 pounds. Pulls my shirt on my head. We go right into the curb. I bust, like my lip exploded.
Ooh.
We're about
Whoa.
to. The wedding is tomorrow. We got to take pictures and all of that.
Your wedding?
His wedding.
His wedding. Okay.
Oh, so you don't matter.
We went home. I'm the best man.
So?
So we went home and we weren't expecting his wife to be there. So as soon as we open the door, his fiance is standing right there. And here I come in with my lip all messed up. And she's just looking at us. And she already knew. Her look hurt like a motherfucker, bro. Like,
Why does that sound like that scene from Atlanta? Where Charles
oh, yeah. And it was quiet as shit in the car.
Man, stop the car.
Did you feel like you let her down? Because it was your
Yeah,
fault.
everybody, as soon as she looked at us, you just put your head down like, fuck. I'm sorry. So,
Do you take full responsibility for all that?
nah, he should.
Why? You started a fight. You stopped the
He
car.
started it.
You said stop the
He
car.
didn't have to stop
Violence
the car.
is never the answer.
He's my
Again.
older brother. He didn't have to stop
you
the
don't want
car.
to take accountability,
Bro,
though.
I swung on him. You pulled my shirt over my head. This ain't hockey. What the fuck kind
You
of shit
told him
is
to
that?
stop the car.
That's some shit Blake Connor and Conrad would do.
Conrad. I wonder what Conrad's doing today.
Kevin suck, but that's just
Not all Kevin.
I know one good Kevin. We'll just say there's one good Kevin.
okay. Okay.
And we're not talking about your brother.
Okay.
Fair. Well, anyway. So we gone from
Racism
racism
to racism.
to horror vehicles and bad people vehicles, bad names.
I didn't say horror vehicles.
I said one.
Yeah.
I said
You
the
had,
ultimate.
you had a,
I
you
said
had
the
a,
maximum.
you had a bad experience and you put it on all cars and all
No, I
women
just
that
have
drove the
eyes.
cars.
What are you talking about? I see who
I
drives
happen
what.
to have liked women who drove Maximas
Yeah.
and Altimas.
And I know some of your past. I'm not impressed. Is that fair?
They weren't terrible, man. That was like
You didn't
the
think so at the
vehicle
time.
at a certain time. Altimas and Maximas, yeah. If you caught a chick that That's like meeting a chick now that's driving an Infinity. It's not that bad, man.
They drive Infinity still? The what model?
I know. I'm like, the SUV's not that bad.
Yeah, the SUVs. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you know
fair.
what I'm saying?
That's fair. But the cars. They're not driving Infinity cars.
You know what? If they were driving a Corolla,
That's not good either.
if they were driving a
Why? It's
Camry?
practical. It's practical.
No, but those girls are firecrackers.
No, the Camrys and the Corollas, nah, we weren't fucking with them.
Yeah. That's bad. That could be bad
My
news.
best friend had a
The
Corolla.
Civic girls,
That's
the
wild.
Civic girls. I married a Civic girl.
I know.
Well, you know what? It could be
Not
bad,
that
or it
bad.
could be somebody who's like striving to doesn't care about what they drive.
She was, but I knew there was a problem. Like when I was
There was some issue,
when I
right?
was driving with her in the Civic, and she's all hard, and somebody would do something,
Oh, a standard?
and then
Oh, I know,
she
I
was
was gonna say, is it
she was to
stick shift?
immediately accelerate and stare at you, but can't fight. Civic driver.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting, Jesus me, I'm sitting in the passenger side like this.
You scared for your life.
My God, like, what's your fucking deal?
Yeah, so you were concerned.
I was concerned, and a couple times I had to get out the car and confront somebody and come back and be like, stop doing that shit, because you can't fight, and I got to fight for you. Stop doing that.
You do have these habits of getting out cars.
Well, those were the days. Maybe we can't do that now, but back then, you got out the car.
You don't do that now.
It was a look. You got a problem? You got a problem? Get out the car.
You're in trouble.
Then,
you were
yeah,
in trouble back
that was
then.
come on.
Thank God for growth, right?
I mean, sometimes I wonder if he's still holding on to some of those things.
I drive. I can drive now. I'll drive.
Yeah, but I don't know how you get when you're mad.
People don't do that no more. You just
He
look
gets
at
out
them.
the car.
Gets out the
You
car.
just look at them. You just look at them. They ain't got it.
You just do the look
problem.
now?
I look at them.
You don't put the effort of getting out of the car.
I don't
and
have to.
Smacking the hood
I
of
don't
the
have
other
to.
car. Okay.
Sometimes you make like you getting ready and they're like, chill, bro. I was like, oh, okay. All right, because you were, okay.
I know, dude.
Come on, man.
You need help.
Right there by that daggone Wendy's, I got hit in a hit and run
That sucks.
Why were you at Wendy's?
to get burgers. This was a while ago. Let me be truthful, right? I'm going to be very truthful. So my wife had these pajama pants, right? Really fucking comfortable, dog.
So
I
you're
put them on.
You're wearing them? Okay.
They're hot pink,
Are
too.
y'all the same height?
No,
Okay.
she's like 5'6". So
Okay, 2-inch difference.
they're really fucking comfortable.
Okay.
I put them on. I wear them around the house. But I went to go get some Wendy's, not expecting on a hit and run. So I'm pulling out, and this guy's coming straight at me, and he just ran. I'm like, fuck. I get ready to get out the car, and he just drives off. I had to call the police to report what just happened.
Were you in the Civic?
No, I was in mine.
Oh.
I was in mine. So I got to report it to the cop, and the cop walks over, and he looks, he goes, nice pants. And then he goes, I was like, fuck. Why did I have to do this in these fucking pants, man?
That should have told you that you were stepping out wrong.
You're saying it's my fault.
Yes. Most of these stories, I think, are all your fault.
This episode is called Get Your Shit Together, guy.
Yeah. That's fair.
Oh gosh.
I brought that on myself.
Do you have positive stories?
Yeah. What are you?
Because this guy,
Yeah, I got plenty of positive. Life is too hard to
Life
not be
happens,
positive.
man.
Life is too hard
can
to
we,
not be
can we
positive.
have a change of
Come
pace
on.
here? Let's hear something positive. Jesus Christ. Just a negative being.
At one time.
As long as you're growing from that.
Growth. That's
Growth.
what we need. Growth, progress.
Progression.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. That's what life is.
Switching back to music. How do you feel that you've progressed throughout the years? Like from, maybe starting out, doing little shows here and then kind of expanding.
I think I used to black out when I was on stage. Like I would not remember what I
That's
sang
really
or
a thing
did.
for people, right?
It's a thing. But the way she said it, I was like, wait a minute, like faint?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
just zone out.
You zone.
I would be there.
Out of
I'd
body.
do things, and then I get off stage, and then I finally come back to it.
Come
And
back
I
to
cannot
yourself.
remember. I could not remember what I did, what I sang, how I moved. I could not remember a thing that happened.
You just completely switched to performance mode.
Yeah, out of body for like a year or two, I think. And then it finally was like, and then there's my growth and progression. And now I'm like fully present, which is great. And
I wonder how that happens.
Nervousness?
Yeah, severe
Just the
nervousness.
shyness?
Severe.
You just sort of-
severely nervous. Yeah.
Disassociation, right?
I think so. I think that's what the psychologists call it. So
It's like the same thing.
I think that's what they say.
You're driving and you're thinking about something, and then you pull into your driveway,
and you don't know how
and
you
you're like,
got there.
"Oh shit!" You got to get out and look at the car, like, "Whoa,
Yeah, it sounds like
how
a
the
late
fuck
night.
did I get
but
here?"
at least that's like a I don't know. I feel like you're still a little bit more there than
Not me.
I don't know.
I used to leave work and then pull up in my driveway and then be like, "What the fuck?"
That's true though. That is true. It is kind of similar. Yeah.
Just you're on autopilot.
Yeah.
I think the only time I was autopilot was back in my drinking days. And I don't miss
Yeah,
those.
that's not called autopilot.
that is not
I think that's
autopilot.
something different.
That's neutral. That's like I don't know.
You say I was Mr. Bel Air? That's crazy. I was not Mr. Bel Air. That's
No,
wrong.
it takes a minute. It takes a minute to be able to find yourself. As an artist, you're gonna go through about 3 or 4 phases.
Oh, at
for
least.
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel
So-
like it constantly changes. It's like getting more confident with what you write, getting more like open and vulnerable, learning how to like speak to people. It took me a long time to even say, you know, what do you do? Oh, I'm a singer. Like it took me a long time to be like,
Yeah.
that's what I do. That's
Right.
who I am. So
I do feel like for me, performance-wise, back in the day, was too much thinking on stage.
that'll kill
Where-
it too.
Yeah, that's the opposite.
Like I would still be doing what I'm doing, but like I'm wondering, like, do I need to make adjustments while I'm here based on crowd reaction or something? Like I would think about stuff like that. Or if I'm on stage with other performers, I'm like always paying attention to like where we're stepping, where we're moving.
Yeah, that's
am I
way
gonna trip
too much.
over a chord because this place doesn't have wireless? Like I'm thinking like all kinds of like random shit.
Yeah.
And I was a complete opposite.
You didn't think at all.
I didn't think it. Yeah, I was
Oh, my
like
God.
I was like crunk. I was take
You
shirt
were the
off, jumping crowd. Like I feel the music
Yeah.
to the point where it was like I forget lyrics
Yeah.
because I'm too busy being engaged. And if I see they're pumped, like I'm feeding off your energy, so I jump in the crowd and everybody's like, "What the fuck?"
See, he's like
But that's the hard part. You got to find the middle road between
Yeah,
those two. Like they're both necessary, but you can't be up there like you can't forget.
Yeah,
You're up there.
I come
So-
backstage.
but
I
you'll
was like, "It was a
forget
good
either
show,
way."
right?"
But see,
They're like,
Kai-
"You forgot your lyrics."
Kai is like one of like the best best lyricists that I know.
Yeah.
Somehow.
But I would never want to see him perform. Ever.
I don't perform like that no more. It's
No,
not
I-
like 2006.
No, that's
and
the
7.
whole image I have of him is like, I don't want to see this dude ever perform because it's probably going to be out of control and ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Just record it and I'll just listen to it.
It is funny.
That's enough for me.
for people who've known me long enough to see the 2 different extremes. Now it's all cerebral.
Yeah, yeah.
It's all pen. It's all thinking this and this and this and this. But back then it was like I was a lyricist who was way too crunk when it came to show. I already didn't like shows. I'm backstage like I'm getting pumped up. I'm pumping myself up, and then I'm like, "Hey, how did I start that first verse?" And they're like, "Oh shit, don't start this." And then the music comes on. When I get out there, it all comes back to me.
Yeah.
But then I find myself in the crowd somehow looking up at my brother. And he's like, "Get up here." I was like, "Shit, I don't even know how I got down here."
You're like a child.
What are you gonna do?
The fact that you got to be given direction while you're in performance,
Hey man,
it's craziness.
Oh my
you do?
gosh. No, finding that equilibrium is really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, you know, once you're able to do that, and then, you know, I always have to tell myself it's like it's either sink or swim whenever you're on stage. You either
For
do
sure.
it or you don't do it. You get the lyrics or you don't get the lyrics. You get the notes or you don't. And so the most important thing is to feel it, but to have enough control that, you know, you're not gonna
I think the curiosity for me, because I think it's a lot harder to maintain, your breathing when you're a singer opposed to like a rapper.
Oh yeah.
Or it depends, I guess, on the style of rapping.
style
True.
of rap.
But
Style of rapping,
yeah.
for sure.
Like, do you ever find yourself, or like, how long did it take before, because I'm pretty sure early on it was a little harder to, kind of learn how you're catching your breath and things of that sort. Did you like gradually like improve
Well,
like over time?
So I started off in choirs. I was in choir from like 5th grade through the 12th grade. So I spent all that time there, and they teach you so much about like where to breathe, how to breathe from your diaphragm. And so I actually think I breathe kind of weird because I've been breathing that way since like the 5th grade. And it's like,
Breathe like that normal?
yeah, it's really, I feel like
crazy.
I breathe a little weird, but like you have to learn all those things in choir. So I was able to, but I hated choir. I won't lie. I loved it because I got to sing, but I hated everything else about it.
It's probably the type of stuff you have
the
to
type
sing,
of stuff
right?
they
Yeah.
The
made me
goofy
sing.
dresses.
They used to call them, our school color was like green, and it was like they would call it the Olive Garden napkin dress. The guys would always make fun of us.
The choir girls, when y'all used
my
to do
God.
shows, y'all
It was
look
horrible.
Y'all look like a cult. Y'all
was
look like one of
horrible.
the cults in Texas.
Jesus.
They were really bad. But yeah, like, so, you know, you learn how to do that there, and then you translate, being able to translate what I learned there into the type of music that I wanted to sing, the type of music that I wanted to create was a little bit difficult, but it helps so much where it comes to like vowel shapes and like phrasing and like crescendos and like all those things that I thought were kind of corny back then actually
Mattered.
Oh my God, so much. And so because of that, you know, I feel like I was able to I'm able to navigate singing a little bit better.
It helps structure you for
Yeah.
what was to come, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
It's good to watch. Like you watch R&B singers, they start off with the glasses always. They're always wearing shades.
Oh, yeah.
And then that progresses into singing with like one person in the crowd that helps until they become comfortable. Like, but that usually comes from the more control as an artist you get, the better you get at it.
100%.
If you are not like in controlling music, it don't matter how many, like you can maybe perform better through the years, but the more and more you get control in the direction in which you want your music or what you're trying to portray, the more comfortable you are on stage. Because like this is closer to the authentic me or what I want, so I'm better at doing it.
That speaks to kind of like what I had to tell myself when I finally started coming to on stage, and I was like, okay, I know I'm here. I know what I'm doing. Like I'm not, you know, blacking out on stage, not falling over, but blacking out. But I told myself that I need to do every show like I'm performing in the mirror in my bedroom. And if I don't like get to that level of comfort, then I know that the show is not as authentic as it could be. So that was kind of what I would tell myself before every show. And then now it's kind of like, you know, it's second nature. That's just kind of how I move on stage.
I would think at this point in some of your shows, you are meeting people who are authentic fans and singing your lyrics back to you. And that definitely helps
Oh, yeah.
with the comfort.
When they sing with you?
Oh, I'm singing to my people.
Yeah. I mean, I've had shows where people like dress up. And I'm like, why are you dressed up? And they're like, oh, because we're dressed like you. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You dressed up
I
because
didn't
you're
think
coming
about
to
that
my
part.
show. Because you fit the vibe. Like, you dressed for the vibe of my stuff. And that, like, the lyrics and stuff, obviously, that's what you always want. But that,
Yeah.
I didn't even think about people dressing, you know.
And that makes it like, for
To a
example,
vibe.
like when you, I mean, I guess for the casual, like if you go to a show, right, to watch a show, and you know, if it's just a local show, you might not really put the effort on finding the proper attire
Yeah.
or like a decent attire to go. You're going with comfort, right? But then if you go to like, you know, maybe a bigger show, like, you know, a bigger artist, you change your appearance. You know, you dress a little nicer, maybe. You know, maybe you decide, oh, this ain't just a local show. Now I'm taking a day with me. You know, you change up how you do it. So I didn't think about the presentation on how, you know, how you're presenting yourself. And then people are like, oh, no, we're going to see her. She's not just a local to us. You know, we're going here. We feel the need to dress up. And that's got to, you know, create a different kind of feeling for you.
Oh my God. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about it until she said it. One of the girls said it, and I was like, oh, I love how you're dressed. She's like, oh, it's your show. And I looked out and I realized that there were more of them. There were more people who were dressed
Dressed up too.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think about this.
You
part.
created an aesthetic.
Yeah,
I wonder if somewhere out there that like backfired on somebody.
I'm sure.
Like, what if
It has to.
you met your favorite star? They were like, look, I'm dressed as you. I'm like, I don't look like that, nigga.
Oh, actually,
That'd
I've
be
seen
crazy.
that.
Like,
Oh,
whoa.
I've seen. Hello.
Oh, you're
Seen
good.
that
Keep going.
before. Okay,
You're good.
I've seen that before. Like there's, I had a friend who looks like an artist, and he like went up to
Like
him
in the face, like identical?
Yeah, he just looks like him, and so he like went to the show and was looking like him, and he was like, "Yo, we look alike. Everybody tells me I look like you. Let's take a photo." And he looked at it and he was like, "No, get away from me." And it was just like
Shit.
the biggest asshole.
There is, to me, I think there should be a certain level of performer and fan etiquette. And I get it. Some people fan out. Some people can't help it, right? So they kind of get a little overexcited. You know, they start raising the voice a little bit too much. They're like in the performer's face when they get the opportunity to. They get to touching. So it's like not everybody's fully aware of what the etiquette is, right? But I think that some people, you know, depending on the situation too, depending how big the artist is, if it's just a small show, maybe you can deal with one or two people putting a hand on your shoulder, right? But imagine for like, you know, when you start to grow from that and now you got like large groups of people, you can't just have everybody just running up at you because you don't know everybody's intention either.
Yeah, no.
So and sometimes I think as a fan, whether you're in entertainment, singer, rapper, athlete, you know, that there needs to be that kind of awareness, not just from the artist to understand what positions to put themselves in, but for the fans too. I think they don't always realize like when we're overstepping.
I don't know. I think that certain stuff can't be helped because it's an emotional thing. You don't know like how your music resonates with people. At what point in time your music may touch them, you may save them, they feel like, or whatever. You know, a lot of people, if they've listened to you long enough, they're fanatical about you. They feel like they know you.
Of course.
So sometimes they can't contain their emotions. And to tell you the truth, if you're an artist, I mean, I didn't exactly go down this journey not to be screamed at. I want to be screamed at.
A little bit.
You ever been to somebody's big show or opened up for somebody and seen how people, I want that same thing. So when it comes, I'm not mad at that. I think the etiquette comes with this. Yeah, fans run up and they automatically doing this. Like, say, man, ask me.
Yeah, but
don't just throw a phone in my face. Ask me.
That's a part of the etiquette, though. Like people don't know what's overstepping.
No, I
and they're charging these artists sometimes, and it's like, remember, you might not be the only one charging at this artist at this point, you know. And so, I think some people get mad and they just, you know, they black out too. And they don't see nobody else. It's just like as if it was just one-on-one with that artist.
Yeah, maybe it could be some room reading. Like if you do gangster music and somebody's charging, like, well, nigga, don't charge.
That's a little crazy.
You'll get shot. Don't chill out.
Situation.
Yeah, or at least knocked out.
Or also, if you are a woman, you can't be too tangible as well. People are getting a little too handsy.
No, that's why I was like
relax.
I've had a few situations where I'm like, okay, like, you know, you need to understand boundaries here. Like, you can't just, you need, because it
gets to be a little much at times, you know. And like I said, I understand, you know, viewing both sides where I can see, like, you know, somebody might be fanning out. You might be this person's favorite artist of all time, but then again, you got to be able to read the situation because there's also probably another 100, maybe 1,000, depending on how big the artist is, who also think that this is my favorite artist too. Yeah. And everybody can't rush this artist just like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's got to be a little bit of, there's levels to that shit. I think. And so those parts, I think, you know, that's where security is important. I think, you know, where you put yourself in certain, you know, situations. All those things are, and, you know, and I see you as like, you know, pretty big artist who's coming up. So, you know, I could imagine that some people are going to fan out and just kind of overstep and do things that they're not supposed to be doing, you know, and just over excitement, you know. And I think, you know, especially as a woman, it makes it maybe a little bit more dangerous sometimes.
You get nervous?
I don't get nervous, really. I just I'm cautious. I'm aware.
That's important.
I try to be really aware and just like pay attention to what's going on around me. And luckily I, you know, work with a bunch of really awesome dudes who are pretty good deterrent for other dudes.
We got Faye with you.
Yeah,
I trust it already.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, I'm usually, I'm not really, I wouldn't say I'm like scared of it or anything. I'm pretty aware.
It's always good to be aware at all times, at least, you know, in any situation. I mean, I'm the type that I go to just to go out to eat. I'm always like eyeing the door, evaluating the room.
I think that's
gotta know my exits.
Though. I think that's a dude thing.
No, it is a dude thing.
I've seen it and heard it multiple times.
I got enhanced by the military. Now it's like I can't
see the door.
If I can't see the door, But most people know if we're going together. Hey, no, just let them sit there.
Yeah. I always ask. I'm like, are you comfortable sitting here? Do you have a preference? Because I don't care.
Yeah. What are some? Is there any standout moments like after performances or during performances that you just carry with you that you remember like forever?
Oh my God. I think one of them was at like South by like a couple years ago. It was at Stubbs outside, and it was like, I think it fits like 2,000 or 2,500 people, but it was packed like all the way. And getting up there and performing, and just like, it was the most ridiculous energy I've ever felt.
It was love.
It was beautiful. It was a really awesome event put on by Dawa. But yeah, that was really incredible. You said shows wise, right?
Yeah, show performance. Yeah. So that one obviously is probably one of the most standout ones.
That one's really cool. I mean, a couple of shows that I've done are ridiculous. Like, I played at the Kennedy Center twice in DC, which was nuts because like the U.S. head of state or whatever, I don't even know what her actual title was, but like, she's there, and I'm performing, and so there's like all these government officials there and all this stuff.
Oh, that's
and I was
crazy.
like, this is insane. And then another time I played in London, and that was crazy because it was like, I was kind of like picked from like the US to go represent the US for this
dope.
like film premiere that they were doing at the British Science Museum. So that was pretty insane too. So like those moments, and just kind of seeing the reception of like these government high up people who think that I'm like worthy of representing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was really awesome and super validating, and so those were really insane. But yeah, I mean, like, interacting with fans is always like,
oh yeah, especially from different areas. Like, like you said, you're in London.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure that experience alone was already insane as it is. I was gonna say maybe maybe DC was crazy, but then you said London, you followed up with that.
Yeah.
So I mean, for some of us who've never even been to that side, I'm pretty sure that's wild. And you have a whole different type of demographic too.
It's totally different over there.
It's a lot more love though.
Yeah,
it is. That's why I really want to go back and play there, because everyone's like, man, the way that they love R&B and soul
historically,
yeah,
a lot of artists that we when music styles changed up, we forgot about the blues artists, the Little Richards and stuff like that. When we felt like they were played out, when they went over to London and England and stuff, it revamped their career. They got a appreciation that, you know what I'm saying, that revamped their whole career.
Yeah.
I think it's also important too for them because, or it makes it a little bit more important for them because they don't get to see you. Maybe like you get to be seen in the States.
Exactly.
You go on a tour and you might just stop there and they might not see you again for years, and or maybe ever again for some artists. So, it's probably definitely a different experience for those people, and they're really living it up and just really showcasing their excitement, opposed to like somebody who sees you maybe like all the time.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I could only imagine especially anytime overseas.
Yeah.
They're always gonna like show a different kind of appreciation and thrill, for you being there. So I'm pretty sure that's an incredible feeling.
It really is.
Plus, there's a representation factor when you get over there.
Oh, yeah.
I see somebody that looks like me that's doing great things. So, and it's rare that they get to see that. So,
yeah,
that works as well. Are there any goals that you have in the future that's maybe off the beaten path, like maybe like theater or Broadway or something, or singing, or any aspirations towards anything?
Oh yeah,
like that?
I've been known to dabble a little bit in some acting here and there. Yeah, I've been trying to do a little bit more acting every once in a while and just kind of like see where that may take me. And then, yeah, I mean, I've really always wanted to do some more like philanthropic work.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably something that, I see maybe in a couple of years, I think I'll be like really doing it. I work with organizations now, but I would like to start something of my own.
What particular mission pulls at your heart, like right now?
Oh, for me right now, it's definitely like immigration, refugees, and stuff like that. The thing that I did in DC was for World Refugee Day.
Right.
And then I work with an organization in Austin that helps people who come to like the Central Texas area. It's called American Gateways. So they help people who come to the Central Texas area and have like any type of immigration, asylum seeking issues, you know, whether they're being like sex trafficked or like they just were born here and they don't have their papers or whatever. And I just thought they were a really cool intersection of like me being Ethiopian. They do have helped many Ethiopians. But you know, they help people literally from everywhere, but it's a cool intersection from the like international world to like a local community.
Right.
But they help them with like all their legal stuff, which
there's so many people who need
so
help.
bad.
Like it's mind blowing how many people just are seeking this type of help, or like people who just want to be somewhere, try to get somewhere, and they just don't have the resource to, or, you know, the assistance or the money.
Yeah.
You know, it's good that you're focused on that, or you want to, you know, do something like that, because there is a lot of people in need.
And they need a voice to counterbalance the demonization.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
Because a lot of times there's no empathy there because there's a lot of demonization towards specific communities and specific type of immigrants and not others. Mm-hmm. So you need a face to counterbalance that.
Yeah, it really means like everything to me, because it's just, you see them, I've grown up with them, I've known their family members, you know, and then, you know, with the organization that I'm with in Austin called American Gateways, they have these luncheons once a year for fundraising, but they'll like bring in real life people and they tell their stories, and they're like heartbreaking, because it's like, these are not people trying to do anything bad. They literally just want to work and live and not die. Like, they just don't want to die.
Just want to raise your family.
And that's all they want to do. And so, but yeah, that's definitely one of my bigger aspirations, and, you know, something that's really near and dear to my heart.
No,
that's super dope.
That's super dope. And that's why I was like, was it in general, you have a specific? Because if it's specific, it needs to be heard for sure.
Oh, thank you for asking me that.
And this is Texas, so that needs to be talked like immigration.
And it's right now,
yep.
So.
Yeah, we got a lot of shit going on
Yeah,
right
we
now.
got so much shit going on right now. God.
And it's crazy too, because, you know, I think that all of us, how we, you know, we're involved in like, you know, this is all considered to me as entertainment, right? Mm-hmm. And the fact that there is still a lot of stuff going on around that, you know, whether we're focused on our thing, we can't help but to notice like what's also going on in our backyard.
And we have to use our voices in our platform.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of wild stuff going on, and you know, I try to keep up with some stuff, but it's like it's overwhelming sometimes. For me, at least, where it's just like every day is something new. It's like whether something bad going on, an issue at the border, there's something, you know, crime here, crime there, you know, it's always something. So it as much as it is a hassle too, and I relate to a lot of like the people who try to come into this country, because I still have family who doesn't live here,
right?
You know, and some have like, you know, they're already used to where they're at. Some eventually were able to make it over. I have an uncle who just barely made it like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yo, he's in his like late 60s already.
And it takes forever. That's the problem.
It does.
Took them forever.
And they're talking about
forever.
that. They're talking about that right now. That's a really big topic that it shouldn't take that long.
No.
It's crazy.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
It took my grandmother, and yeah, it took my grandmother like 7 years.
About 7 is an average of 7.
7 years to get here.
Yeah.
No, I mean, blood grandmother. Like, there's no, like, I don't know. And my father was here. Like, you know, everyone was here. But it's a broken system. And there's a lot of people. I can't imagine. Like,
I think it's a deterrent. I think it's used as a deterrent. I think
what?
The amount of, like, how long it takes is a deterrent. They want you to give up.
I mean, I
so?
guess. I mean,
sure. I think it's, I don't think things
if they don't
are
fix
accidental.
it, clearly. I mean, but it's such a, I don't know. I just try my best to support the people that know how to kind of deal with the system.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about it, but I can just give a voice to.
Yeah, or at least try to join forces with people who are more familiar in that category.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully you help a lot of people when you do get more involved in that. As the years go by, I'm pretty sure you're going to do a lot more here and there.
I hope so.
Because there is, like I said, there's a lot of people in need, a lot of people who do need help to this day, and it's forever going to be like that. But yeah, man, it's wild. And like, you know, even like you mentioned, there's people with families here already, and they just can't get grandmother over here. They can't get their uncle over here, you know, a sister maybe. Yeah. And it's like, damn, like we're just trying to have everybody together. And there are a lot of people who are just trying to make a living, just trying to work and, you know, just, you know, they can't get here.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Sometimes the best thing you could do is just give it a face. Give them a face. Give them a voice. Because it's going to be expected. Did you see all the issues that DJ Khaled got into?
I heard some of it.
Wait, what issues did he get into?
He's
I
the
know
most-
he didn't
he's
say
the
anything.
most famous, most popular Palestinian.
Palestinian and didn't say.
Yeah.
He ain't got nothing
Shit.
to say.
Oh, like
And
about
they
his
said
people?
the same thing to Drake too.
Yeah.
Because he ain't have nothing to say.
Oh,
Being half Jewish,
he's half Jewish.
he don't have an
Does
opinion.
that count? Just kidding. Too soon? Too soon?
That, my friends, is a callback. She's learned it. It's a callback. But yeah, you know, not having an opinion one way or another. It's hard. You know, I don't know how you could be DJ Khaled not have. You don't got nothing to say.
Yeah, that's a little nuts.
You got nothing.
I don't know what's going on in his life, but I'm sure it ain't.
Now, do you feel like, I do have the question because you brought that up. Do you feel like certain people of certain status, maybe fame status, you think they're required to say something?
I think that
If they've never been a speaker?
that's a hard situation not to have an opinion on. When you are the most famous of that.
That's
And you
fair.
and you I think that's a hard, maybe not all the time. Like, if you're ignorant to the situation or you don't, you know, you're not as knowledgeable and you don't want to put yourself out there to sound goofy.
But I kind of wonder though, because is it because he's famous here, famous to us?
No, he's famous, but he's the most famous Palestinian, like, period.
Well,
globally.
I might disagree, but
Who?
well, because there's other people that we don't know. It's, for example, like the other day, and you know, some of us view, like, for example, LeBron James is probably one of the most famous faces now in sports in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's various athletes who are viewed in their sports, right? In their sport, whatever they play, and they are more famous, whether it's social media famous, whatever, and more people go and see them than those of LeBron, like who go see LeBron James.
I understand what you're saying. You're like saying between like a Ronaldo and a Messi and a LeBron.
Sure,
That's where my
Globally
mind is
famous.
at, yeah.
Globally famous. So you may have some.
that's what I'm saying.
but
Is
you may have
Khaled
some,
there?
You may have some Palestinians that are famous around that area.
Sure.
Globally, when you show his picture,
Mm-hmm.
people can put a name to it. Palestinian wise,
Maybe.
give me somebody else.
Well, that I don't know.
A lot of people don't even know Khaled is Palestinian, to be perfectly honest with
That's true. A lot of people just.
I didn't until this.
I knew.
I won't.
Yeah, but you're
lie.
one person.
I did not.
Most of the people in
until-
this room didn't even know
Okay,
until
but
recently.
hold on. Think about the concept of it though.
Well, not this.
If you
moment.
didn't know he was
Situation.
Palestinian,
I know.
you still know his face. You know his voice. You know stuff like that globally. So if they equate, if they tell you he's Palestinian, you
Sure.
already know him. He's globally famous, but now you know he's Palestinian. It's still the same point. You know what I'm saying? Even if he never advertised it, he's still globally famous. And once they put nationality to it, now he's the most famous of that nationality.
But is he required to speak?
I think that it's a hard position for him to be in that situation and not have anything to say. There could be other people in different situations. You know what I'm saying? Like the LeBron James China thing. He didn't necessarily have to say anything. He said something and he got in trouble for it.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't necessarily have to say something about that. But if there is an issue within our community that's happening, I think that he feels like he's supposed to speak and we feel like he is supposed to speak. Same thing with Michael Jordan. We had a problem with Michael Jordan not saying anything. And the times before he did start saying things, he would say stuff like, well, you know, Republicans, everybody sell sneakers too, and he would invest in jails. But then when we would have issues, he wouldn't speak to it. We had a problem with that. So if you're the most famous, you cannot have an opinion, because not having an opinion is having an opinion.
But I think that it still doesn't answer my question.
I think that he should.
So you think he's required?
I think he's required.
I don't know. I might disagree.
I think you just wanted an answer.
No,
so
I,
you disagree.
I just think that
if
somebody doesn't want
anything,
if somebody doesn't want to speak, and they usually don't speak on certain things, whether it's politics, whether it's whatever's going on in another country, and they don't whether it's they don't feel informed, whether it's they just don't look into that, they're busy with their own lives. I don't know if everybody's necessarily required to speak, regardless of your
even
fame.
if you're not informed, you could say, "I just want peace on either side." Is that wrong?
It's gonna be wrong to somebody because somebody's gonna say it's not enough.
Peace is wrong to somebody. There's something wrong with that person. If I just say, hey, I don't know all the politics that's going on, but I just want peace for everybody. Sure. If you have a problem with peace, that's your problem. What I'm asking for is peace. I didn't ask for a ceasefire. I didn't ask for any other stuff. I'm not knowledgeable on all of this stuff. But as the most famous of my community, and you see how they're being devastated, hey, man, I just want peace. You are required to say something. If you were achieving a platform, there is a responsibility that comes with that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think that you get away with just not saying anything and just reaping benefits without accepting somewhat of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? You can't watch something and not feel nothing. If you feel something, you should say something. At least say, I just want peace for everybody. At least say something. Don't just sit back and just hold on to everything and just watch people that could be your relatives crumble. Just be die. You know what I'm saying? Say something.
I hear that. I think just from like whether I feel like it's right or wrong.
Yeah, I understand not saying nothing if you don't feel informed.
Exactly, and that's really the point I was trying to make. Because of course, if we were in that level, I would assume that if I had to speak on behalf of, especially like if something was going on in my family's country or something. Yes, of course, I feel like I would be the one to speak if I was at a certain level of fame. But that's me. I feel like I would have to do that. It'd be my responsibility. But I also can't say that my responsibility is going to be the same viewpoint and the feel of everybody else, and some people like to be silent. They just back off. They don't want to be involved. Sometimes they speak, they worry about getting in trouble, things of that sort.
Yeah, I get you. I think maybe we're just coming from, like we're both coming from our point of views, but I wouldn't feel comfortable selling you a product. And when you're hurting, I ain't got nothing to say.
Yeah.
Just buy my stuff. Just buy my stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't know if I think for me the issue is the word required. So I don't necessarily know if it's required. I do think
or obligated.
Yeah. I do think as a public figure saying something can have an impact. However, I don't know the ins and outs of that man's life. I don't even know how much. I mean, we know how much he uses Snapchat and all that stuff, but
he's obviously social media active.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. He
active.
clearly knows how to use it, but I don't know. I just think that I don't know his particular situation. I don't know what it is. I do think it would be great if he would at least say something like that, but I just at the same time I don't know if I would require it or obligate someone to that, because I have seen like a friend of mine who's a major, huge influencer who's half Palestinian. She's like, I'm only posting about this once. I just want peace. I don't think it's fair. And then like literally has not said anything about it again for months. But like,
I would prefer Khaled to say something about peace over continuous videos of God did.
I
would rather hear that.
I think if you
I think we heard that part enough.
I think if you would take the social media and celebrate a World Cup, then you could say something if they're being massacred.
Yeah. That's fair.
I'm sure he would drape himself in the flag if they won the World Cup, and he'd have something to say. All right. At least say peace.
That is
That
is a good point. That is a good point.
If
your country's succeeded in something like a World Cup, would you be out here?
You'll be out there.
That's a good
Don't celebrate in the good and then got nothing to say in the bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just buy my shit.
That's a good point.
I got nothing to say. Buy my shit.
Is he still selling?
He'll always come with something.
Maybe. I don't know. People still check for him the way they used to.
I don't know. I think he's one of those. I think that Khaled is at this point now where he's household name. I think he's snoopish. Everybody seems to somehow, some way know him, or something about him. DJ,
he's loud
everybody
enough.
Yeah, he's loud enough to where old people know him and young people know him at the same time.
That's fair.
Somebody could do something when they see him. So
now, transitioning out of there, I know you guys probably got to go, but what is coming up? Like, do you have any new like projects this year that you're looking forward to doing, or they are already in the works? Yeah.
So I put out my last album at the end of September. So this year is just like a bunch of shows kind of showcasing that album. It's called Canon Metis, Wiser Than God's Immortal Men. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. I know. I know.
I know that.
Proud of that one. But yeah, and then I'm super excited that I'm going to have a show here in San Antonio at the new Stable Hall, which is in the Pearl, and it's really beautiful, actually.
Pearl
I
is
love the
rocking.
Pearl area.
Pearl is rocking.
And this venue, have y'all seen it?
No.
It's like that circle thing that's like on the side of the Pearl. You know what I'm talking about? It used to be
Big
a stable.
circle space?
Yeah.
Okay, I think I know. I think based on the description, I think I know what you're talking about.
Like every time I went there, I would like see it. I'm like, what's this
Yeah.
rotund thing? But yeah, no, it's a beautiful, beautiful venue. So I'll be doing that on 210 Day on February 10th.
That's
So
fire.
yeah,
You have to pull up.
yeah,
February 10th.
with Xavier Omar, and he's actually from here.
Yeah,
so,
I fucks with EXO. I
so
really do.
we're super excited for that, and who knows? Maybe we'll do a song together or something. I mean, we have a couple of songs, but we might do them.
That would be super
sure.
dope. Yeah.
I just recently found out that EXO was from San. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Because I've been fucking with his music for a minute, but I didn't know he's from here. So
yeah. He
That's
is.
super dope.
So we have that, and yeah, a bunch of more shows coming up that I haven't announced yet. So
Super dope, man.
Yeah.
Well, I know for me, I'll try to make an effort to come out. It's on the 10th.
yes,
February
on
10th?
Saturday, February 10th. Yeah.
Okay. We'll make sure to, plug that in on social media too.
yes, sir.
And then I know you had the most recent songs that I was able to find were some of the Christmas ones you did over the
I did. Yeah.
which was it was pretty dope. I was
I
like,
love
listen, I was
Christmas.
like, I'll be real. I think anybody who knows me knows I'm not a Christmas music fan. I don't like any holiday type of music.
That's crazy.
Why?
I don't even celebrate Christmas. I love Christmas music.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, don't let Mariah
I do
Carey.
too.
That's the only.
fuck you up,
That's the
bro.
main song I do like is the Mariah Carey one.
Yeah.
That's what you like?
It's the way it sounds. It's
All
not
out for
necessarily the
Christmas
content.
You're all over the place, man.
Man, don't worry about me. But is there any? We usually sometimes we'll play a song like at the end of episodes. Is there a particular song that you kind of want to let people hear who are first time hearing you?
Man, we could do The Wave.
The Wave is
Yeah.
that which project is that on?
This last one.
What was
The
the Matthew
Wave.
McConaughey thing?
Oh,
That was awesome.
yeah.
Oh, from the photo. Yeah.
Yeah, so he had this idea. My dear friend Matthew had a idea to make a song as an anthem for the new. We got a new what's it called? Like it's not a stadium, but we got a new venue in Austin, and the UT basketball team plays there. So he wanted to make like this anthem song, and the place is called the Moody Theater or the Moody Center. We have like 3 Moody's. But yeah, so he came up with this idea called Bless the Mood, and they wanted a singer, and they hit me up and asked if I would like to do that, and I said absolutely fucking yes. And then so we spent 2 days in the studio getting this song together and making a music video.
My wife would hate you.
Yeah,
That's one of her
many women
crushes.
do.
That's one of
Many
her
women do
crushes.
right
Yeah.
now. So it's
Shoot,
okay.
that's a crush
And
for
men.
everybody,
Men.
probably.
Everybody.
Everybody got male
All the
crushes on
peoples.
them too.
I've been
Yeah.
making fun of him for years out of jealousy.
No, he's
You make
actually
fun of him?
really
Matthew
nice.
McConaughey.
He's
Yeah.
actually really nice and really cool.
It's a hater.
I am a hater,
He's a
man.
fucking hater.
Hey.
Yo, shout out to Matthew. Man, hey, I will say I was watching. I barely watched True Detective. I'm late to the party. I know.
Good gracious.
I know.
boy.
Don't worry about it. But Matthew's performance though,
Wait
that
till you-
season 1.
He's incredible.
Wait till you see Mahershala.
Oh, I've heard season 4 is that shit. But hey, this is the song Wave. Once again, thank you for showing up,
Oh,
Yes.
thank you for having me.
gracing us
This
with the
has been
presence.
fun.
Faye, appreciate you coming through, Faye. Next time we're gonna get you in front of the camera.
You got to get on the
Yeah.
camera, Mike.
But yeah, man, make sure y'all go check her out on the 10th if you're in San Antonio.
Yes, sir.
What was the venue again?
Stable Hall at the
Stable
Pearl.
Hall. That's a new venue, right?
It's a new venue, Brandon.
On the 10th, time?
I think doors are at 7.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Tickets
This-
are on stablehall.com.
Go get it. Hey, man, this is the song called Wave by Mélat.
Diamonds floating down the river for you. Not sure where they're going, but I'm flowing wherever you do. I'ma give you all my love. I hope that's enough to make you happy, happy. And no, I don't mind to float with you all in my life. Leave all our past right behind. We'll remember the time when my love rained down and the water could